slouch by any stretch. Max, what do you expect from the Lakers tonight?
I don't think they're going to win.
And LeBron specifically.
I think LeBron is going to try to get his teammates involved.
Okay.
I think that without the shooters, I mean, listen, Josh Hart can shoot it. He's a good player, and they have other guys who are a little bit underrated at shooting. But you can see the team that Magic put together was LeBron James with playmakers first. And you might think, well, does that mean LeBron's, he's not going to be just hooking guys up to score? No, it means that he's going to be leading the way and showing them how to do it. And the basketball will be moving. In fact, I expect, if anything, they're going to move it a little too much. They'll like overcompensate for the idea that it's a new squad and everything. There'll be a lot of unselfish play, maybe even to a fault. So I think that's how LeBron leads. I still think they lose probably to a team that's played together more. Stephen A., what I'm looking for in this game actually is Lonzo Ball. And I'm going to harp on him as the key to the Lakers this year. If he is an excellent player, you think of that whole roster differently. And he can begin. Lonzo can begin. Whatever he does offensively, he can play defense. We saw this against Portland by a New Orleans team with Drew Holiday. Big, strong, defensive-oriented guard who really stymied Damian Lillard, who is the key to everything for those guys, right? If Lonzo can do the same thing, if he can play active defense, whatever he does offensively, that's going to be a very good sign for the Lakers.
I'm not looking for anything from Lonzo tonight because he just got back. And we all know that, it takes a little while to get your bearings under you. If he hadn't been injured, that would be different. But the fact that he, most of training camp, most of preseason, he wasn't active with this team, I'm not going to hold him accountable for anything tonight. I'm looking for the guys that you brought in. I'm looking for Lance Stevenson. I'm looking for Rajon Rondo. I'm looking for guys like that to see what they're going to give you and how they're planning on being utilized by Luke Walton. Because guess what? When you're going up against an experienced backcourt like Damian Lillard and C.J. McCollum, who carry this Portland Trail Blazers franchise, then obviously they're very experienced in playing with one another. They definitely know how to hit big shots. They definitely thrive off of that crowd and that momentum in Portland. The Rose Garden, I mean, these guys are special. I mean, they're special at home, no question about it. And so when I look at it from that perspective, obviously it's going to be a paparazzi kind of atmosphere. I went to the Clippers game last night, and you had scouts and coaches sitting up there saying, what the hell are you doing here? How come you're not at the circus in Portland? Because that's what it's perceived to be. Wherever LeBron goes, particularly initially, that's what it's going to be like. So for me, knowing that guys like a McCollum and a Lillard will use this as an opportunity to shine, I expect big time games from them, and it's going to be real interesting to see how the Lakers are going to offset that. Of course, I'm going to pay attention to Ingram and Kuzma as well. I'm not worried about LeBron. I don't give a damn how LeBron does because obviously as the season progresses, we know what to expect from him. And it's about ingratiating those guys into the Laker culture, those experienced guys that supposedly know how to win. How are you going to mesh them in this system? That's what I'm looking for tonight.
I understand that generally in terms of groups of players. The reason I'm focusing on Lonzo is we know what Rondo's going to do. Rondo will be a competent player until you need him the most, and then he'll be a great player, right, under pressure. We know what Rondo can do. He'll play defense. He'll organize the team. He'll be another leader on the floor with LeBron James, like a basketball genius kind of guy. We know what LeBron's going to do. We have a good idea what direction Ingram is trending in, and the degree to which he improves is what we're really watching, but we can see he's going to be a very good player. Kuzma, we already know is good. If he never got any better, he'd be valuable. So we get the idea here. The one question mark, really, is Lonzo. If he's no good, the Lakers are a solid team. They'll make the playoffs.
I just think that's a subject to tackle later on, not open and not.
I think it starts right now. Whatever he does on offense, will he at least be an active and important defender against Damian Lillard?
Well, again, you could say that. My response would be, I want to see what's going to happen a little bit later on when it comes to Lonzo, because that's when we'll know how he's definitively being utilized. We don't know whether or not how he's going to be utilized tonight because, again, you're trying to ingratiate him back into the proceedings because he's been out for a while because he was injured. Once he gets back, you going to start Lonzo? Is he coming off the bench? What role is he going to play? What level of tutelage is Rondo going to provide? Or are they going to be really competing with one another? Or is it going to be a combination of both, which is more likely? All of these things that you got to play, you got to work into it. When we look at Rondo, the reason why Rondo, Lance Stevenson, JaVale McGee, Michael Beasley, the reason why they matter, Max, is because all of them had question marks as it pertained to why did the Lakers go out and grab them? What was it about about them. Because when you think about LeBron, you want shooters. Yeah.
Misunderstood,
there you go.
underappreciated.
There you go. And he's probably, and to a degree, he's right about that. But all I'm saying to you, is that when you look at this skill set and you think about what has worked for LeBron, you look at those guys and say, well, that's not exactly indicative of what has worked for him in the past. So it's going to be realistic.
That's an indication that he wants to play more off ball. Yeah. Or the Lakers think, or LeBron thinks, or they together believe, obviously, that to extend his time as the best player or among the best players in the league as he ages into his late 30s, he needs to be playing off ball a little bit. And to that end, Rondo and Lonzo, Hart and KCP in the backcourt, Rondo is what the kind of player maybe Lonzo could be. KCP and Hart are redundant in a way. So you got 48 minutes in the backcourt of similar kinds of players.
We have to move on, but I will tell you this. We haven't mentioned two people nearly as much as we should. And you've mentioned one of them before, but we haven't mentioned them nearly as much as we should. We talk about those guys. KCP and Josh Hart are two guys to watch out for.
No doubt.
Because they can both put the ball in the hole, and at least KCP can play some point. Let's not forget that.
You know who could have been out there with LeBron? PG-13. Paul George was seriously considering joining the Lakers before he was traded to OKC, but he opted not to, telling Mark Spears of The Undefeated, quote, "It was 50-50 on deciding whether I wanted to come back home or if it was smarter to be in the situation I am in now, but it wasn't overstated. I wanted to play in LA. That is where I wanted to go. Had that trade never went down, had I played one more year in Indy, I would have been in a Lakers uniform." Max, talk to me.
Well, I mean, Paul George will regret this more than the Lakers will.